I'm about to be like Pops on next Friday. Get the D, put some hot sauce on my burrito, baby. You so good to me.
Yeah.
Boy, my boy. Hey.
What's up?
That's a torture though. Put some spice on somebody's tongue, man. Put some spice on somebody's tongue. I'm gonna see how you react. You gonna be you can't get ready.
I don't eat spicy food.
Normally I don't either, but I want to go hard today thinking, you know what I'm saying? I'm El Tongue Sombrero and my father.
Man,
Look.
Let's go. There ain't nothing you can tell us. We in the club with the fellas, politicking with the vibe crew. We're a vibe, you can't kill us. You can't kill us. Offer entertainment only, so don't try to keep receipts. Just sit back, watch and listen from wherever. Grab your seats, grab your seats. Unacceptable. Just grab your seats, grab your seats. Unacceptable behavior. The fellas, they walk in excellence. Yeah, they intelligent, and they also find into what their minds and convo is evident. Unacceptable. Unacceptable behavior. In the cut. Them cupping men of the truth. They standing for something, they falling for nothing. Yeah, that a man with salute. Yeah, that a man with salute. Unacceptable behavior. Now for the vibe queens, the ladies of beauty, and it ain't no small thing. Our sisters, they hold us down, they do all things. Yeah, they're the black queens. It's the network. It's the network. It's the network. Unacceptable behavior.
What's up, my blessed people? It's your boy B Money, and the fellas are back. It's been a minute. Been a minute since we've been able to put out a show, and been a minute since we've actually been able to record. Been a lot going on in our life. So without further ado, man, before we get into anything else, because it's been so long, man, let me check in on my brothers. See how they all doing today. I'm coming to you first. Actually, I'm gonna leave our newest member of the show last. We're gonna come to Juicer first, since he made us wait the longest. Juicer,
wait, hold on. How am I sitting here and Julius done closed all his exercise ring and we've been sitting here for about 10. Hey, something is afoot. Something is afoot.
Hey, look. Hey, it's that run upstairs I did to get my camera when I was running late. You know, I had my heart rate.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Man, Drew, how you living, man? You running late to the show and everything. How you feeling?
Man, I'm good, man. I was gonna be on time for a little bit, but then life happens, so you gotta adjust. But I'm good, man. I got about 2 months left out here in LA, so it's definitely a very busy time. I'm trying to rent my home and finish off work and still, launch rockets and stuff and be a Renaissance man. But it's cool. We're gonna make it through. God got me.
Right, God did. Hey, at the end of the day, man, y'all stay tuned. Jew is on the move, man. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have a big production for when he makes that move, and we're gonna see what we do soon.
We are.
Yeah. Big production with Jew moving. It's Jew coming to you soon, but we don't know where he's going.
Hey, look. One thing I can say and I highlight, you're gonna see a lot more of me and B Money in the same room doing the shows.
Hey, we'll see. Hey, B Bond. My God, man, look, you making moves out in these streets today, man. How you doing? Let people know what's new with you. What's going on in your life?
Man, I'm chilling, man. Y'all see it? Hey, look, let me get closer for the camera. Y'all, let me show you. You know what I'm saying? That Mo, what you know about it, Mo? I'm sorry, Enoch.
Yeah, hey, I like that.
Whoa, wait. We ain't introduced our new member yet.
Yeah.
Hey, Bevon, I see you got the guns out, bro. What's up?
Oh yeah, just been you know what I'm saying? Just been in the gym. Y'all see them 5 a.m. sessions? You know.
Hey, springtime, you know what I'm saying? Almost summertime.
It's almost summertime.
Sun's out, gun out.
Shoulders feeling real wide around here. You know, I don't know.
Hey man, without further ado, man, let me introduce y'all to our newest member of our show, man. We want to say thank you to Moses for everything that he brought to the show. But we want to welcome in the newest member, Enoch. Enoch, how you doing today, brother? Welcome to the show.
Hey, what's up, my peoples? Hello. Hey, listen, actually, I was going to go with Joshua, you know what I'm saying, from Moses to transfer over to Joshua, right? But, I think Enoch was harder, you know what I'm saying? What's up, y'all?
Just walking with God, that's all.
Hey, man, you're going to make people do some research with Enoch. At least Joshua, that's in one of the Bibles they can buy.
I could preach a sermon right now, Enoch. You know what it's gonna say?
Jesus walk. God showed me the way, and the devil trying to break me down. Jesus walk with me.
That's all I would say. Enoch walked with God. Church go crazy. Ah! B Money, how you doing, bro? Producer, what's up? How you been, bro?
Hey man, I'm blessed out here making the moves necessary. That's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? Had a good Resurrection Sunday, praising God and just moving accordingly.
Hey, can you let the audience know? Tell us about that time that you got tapped on the forehead for the first time and you done fell out at church. Can you speak on it? You got
man,
the
I'm one of those people who, at no point in time, like I always sometimes found it a little bit of a showmanship when people be falling out at church. So I went to prayer service though, y'all, and man, Pastor, he called everybody up, for prayer. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, all right, this and this. But I really, like you said, I've been in the season really trying to search God, So, and I'm just like, hey, God, do something different in my life. Like, show me that your presence is here, that, you moving differently in my life. Man, we got up there. I take my whole family up there and everything. We praying. I got my hands lifted up, eyes closed, and then I'm just like, God, I'm ready to receive you in the way that I've never received you before. Man, Pastor came by. He was like, Brendan, receive God. He like hit me on the head and my legs did the Bambi on him. And I was like, oh no, I ain't going down. This ain't got no. And then he was just like, receive him. And I said, oh.
Wait, laid him out. He looked over. Over. The whole family was laid out in the front.
Man, the whole family was laid out. My children, man. I'm like, oh man, I asked you to show up, but I ain't expecting you to do all that now. You know what I'm saying? You put my babies down. You gotta do me like that. The game I ain't up with down.
Hey, like he broke your legs.
Whole family concussion protocol.
Right, hey, man, my legs did the Bambi, man. I was just like, nah, this can't be happening.
Hey, we're gonna call y'all the stanky legs.
Them ghetto movies when they be like, when it start be like, man, that's when I knew it was all over. And then just go back and tell the whole story. Yeah, man, that was but man, look, man, we all blessed here. As saying, the fellas, we back together. As I told y'all, it's been a minute. So y'all know we're about to come with something hot. But before we get into our show for the night, y'all know how we do. We always gotta hit y'all with a question that has been presented to us. And that is our segment, What Would You Do? Drew, how you feeling, bro? And man, if you haven't got your merchandise, put it back up there. They really can't see it through the camera.
Let me. I know that oh, there we go, right there. Boom.
Drew,
right
go ahead.
I gotta show the other side. I gotta show the other side for the crew. Let me. Right there. There we go. Boom, the fellas.
Hey man, it's the fellas. What would you do, man? Y'all support my brother. First, support the network. Support Bebon, his merch. You know what I'm saying? The network's merch. And then right up under that, our subcategory, the What Would You Do bands, and I heard he's coming out with headbands soon. But keep the sweat coming from his bald head. I do, man. So we had you know what time of the year it is, or the time of the year that just passed? It's tax season, and everybody trying to file kids. Hey, bro, we had a situation to us on how should it be approached when both parents are contributing. Who should file the kid? Is that straightforward enough?
I mean, I'm assuming this is a situation, obviously, where it's two separate households.
Two separate households. You know what I'm saying? Co-parenting, or both parents contributing accordingly. How should the child be filed? In 3, 2, 1, go.
Equally. First, I'm assuming in this situation, child support is being paid. If whether it's the man or the woman that's not paying child support, that's on you. If you're not doing that, step your game up, help your kids out, whether it's like legally or just actually providing funds and what that actual child needs to survive. That is a job of both parents. But assuming that the male or the female is paying child support, then it should be filed equally. You receive money for that kid all year long. When it's time to reap the tax benefits, you should have a conversation with the other individual, the other custodial or non-custodial parent, about what it makes sense. If there's one person with less income and it makes more sense for them to file it to get it, then do some type of split thing where that person files every single time. What you would do is like, no, you're going to do what makes sense logically, and you're going to do what's equitable across both parties, because the most important thing is the kid and the child, and you want to make sure that y'all have a good relationship. And then so if you're really saying you're doing it for the parent and you need the funding, then it's about the kid and what's equitable to both partners. You need to split that thing equal across the boards. But I'm going to leave it there because I know I'm getting close to that 69 seconds.
Where we at?
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess right on. Technically, I still within it. All right, man. We ain't going to hold y'all no longer, man. We didn't caught up. We ain't got our What Would You Do? You know what I'm saying? But it's time for a show, man. As I stated, it's been a while. Been a while since been able to chop it up with my brothers. But, one thing that we are definitely, focus on, we are committed. We are committed to making sure we give y'all good content. And with that being said, that's the topic of our show tonight, y'all. Commitment. We're going to talk about the different facets of commitment and why people have challenges or so on and so forth. I don't get all in that. Let's get into some of these questions and, see what the fellas think, as it always is a blessing to politic with the fellas. So, hey, man, we're going to start off. I'm coming with you first, since I figured he had enough time. And Enoch's commitment with walking with God. So, hey, Jew, man, for our first question, what do you consider as commitment, or what is commitment to you in your definition?
A commitment to me is something that you are dedicated to an action or to a person, and usually a lot of times when you're committed to something, you don't really have you have choice, because you have a choice to be committed. But once you're committed, you're all in. And it's like somebody that's training for a marathon. Nobody wants to get up and just go run 30 miles, to get ready for 20, however many miles it is. But once you're committed, you don't really have that freedom of choice. You all in, you dedicated to the action, and you're just doing what you got to do to get it done. Like if you have a kid, you committed to that kid. And if you can't fund that kid, you give it to the person that can fund that kid. Sorry, I ran out of my 69 seconds, so I had to go back to that real quick. Be committed to what you
had 2 seconds on, y'all. He didn't make it.
I'm gonna leave it right there for a little bit, because I got a lot of thoughts on that commitment piece and the other topics.
Fair. Hey, brother Enoch, man, I almost called him Moses, so I almost took you back. Hey, brother Enoch, man, what do you consider as commitment? What's your definition essentially of commitment?
I'm gonna just kind of use something like what Drew was stating, as far as like just being dedicated, more like devotion, like vowing to something that that you want to take serious. Anything that you do with commitment, you're putting it on a pedestal that's going to be higher than anything else that you're doing on your day-to-day. You know, so I'm gonna just leave that obligation there on commitment. So
that's right, bro. Hey man, look, in the middle of your explanation, I chuckled a little bit, and it wasn't because your explanation wasn't, you know, spot on and nice. It was because B-Bond gave this look like I feel differently, but hey, so without further ado, man, hey B, man, what's your thoughts on commitment? Or you committed?
I'm just gonna read the Webster's definition here. Commitment, definition number 1, the state or quality of being dedicated to a cause or activity. And definition 2 is an engagement or obligation that restricts freedom of the action. You know, when you committed something, you ain't free. You're shackled. You're broke down. Take these chains up off of me, master. That's what commitment is to me. Commitment is bondage, and I ain't trying to be bonded. You know, but
wait,
I'm about to say,
I know, I was like, you have bond in your name.
Yeah, right. And you in the bond. So I mean, like,
yeah, you know, nah.
Nah, that's fair. That's fair, my brothers. Hey man, so what y'all saying being dedicated to something? What is something that people have, like, they say they're committed to, but it's like a false commitment? Like, oh, go ahead, B.
I don't want nobody to steal my answer. Relationships.
You went straight there with it.
Well, and I'm not talking. I'm just talking in general. You know what I'm saying? Like, people be like, "Oh, I'm in a committed relationship." Are you? Because I showed think you was looking at Chloe Bailey's booty the other day. Is that part of being committed? You committed to that booty, ain't you? Yeah.
Well, God give us these eyes to be able to observe the creations in which He put out here. So I don't think it's the part of looking at the booty. It's maybe if we're lusting over the booty and gogging, you know what I'm saying, then maybe that's probably an issue. But it's okay to look at nice curvage.
Yeah, okay.
You know, you walk.
But no, and on a serious note, I think people they claim to be committed to these relationships, whether they be a significant other, to friendships, you know, things of that nature. Oh, I'm committed to this friendship. I know it's a later question because I just peeped the question, so I'm not going to go any further than that. Because sometimes what you're committed to could damage a lot of other things. That's all I'll say.
All right.
Yeah, I'll chime in and say an easy one, and committed to like a healthy lifestyle. A lot of people said I'm committed to being a better me this year, but then as soon as they see that fast food spot, they're stopping. I mean, you know, they drinking on a Tuesday, you know, kind of doing all that. So it's just I don't think they're really committed, because obviously, you know, to your definition, and I'm glad I said, you know, you kind of sacrificing it yourself, and then you gave the Webster's dictionary. It was probably the Merriam-Webster's dictionary as well. But it's just that essentially you don't have that freedom of what you're actually doing. So that means you're not going to do what you want to do in a committed thing. That doesn't mean it's always bad, especially if you decided to be committed to something that's going to be better for you in the long run, if that's your goal.
Hey, Julie, so I asked a real quick question. You said drinking on a Tuesday. Is that
Wednesday? It's Wednesday.
Y'all might get some slug answers from Drew. He think it's Tuesday. It's Wednesday, man. He ain't even committed to the week.
Got the club going up on a Tuesday.
I forgot it was Hump Pump Day.
Man, that's what's up. I just wanted to make sure, because I'm trying to see where your mind is at.
Hey, you know I'm on Pacific Standard Time. I could have been back a day before you, but not in this situation.
Oh, okay.
The crazy thing though is how you say, like, so like you brought up committed to a healthy lifestyle. It's crazy to me, you know, because I've been on this commitment to a healthier lifestyle for the last 3 months, right? You could talk the talk, but your physical is always going to show if you walk in the walk. You understand what I'm saying? Like, everybody always want to talk about doing something. Yeah, I'm in the gym. I'm doing this. But then I see you and you like 30 pounds still heavier than what you was the last time I saw you. So what's up?
Yep. That means they probably really not committed. They're talking about it.
Yeah, don't talk about it. Be about it.
You know, you started on something earlier, man, where What's your thoughts? Like, what's some false commitments that people make that are experiences that you didn't have where you thought somebody was committed to something and they just not?
Okay, yeah. I was so listen.
He was on a walk with God for that brief second, John.
I thought Moses came there for a second.
Hey, look, I almost forgot my name, so I was like, hey, look, so I'm like, okay. Hey, look, hold up. All right, so I think this is an easy one. When a lot of people do resolutions, New Year's resolutions, right? Like, you know, I'm gonna do this. You know, everything. Like, even when you start out, you can start out doing it, and you seem committed, and you probably are committed. But I think commitment also comes with consistency, and staying dedicated. And that was one of the words I put in with commitment, is being dedicated with it too, because there are going to be those struggle days, just like eating right. The whole month of February, I fast from meat and just doing vegetables and fruit. And it was hard. I mean, I actually, one day I made a mistake and ate chicken and forgot at my daughter's freaking birthday party. And it was almost like, damn, and I felt bad about it, like, oh, dang, you know, I broke this devotion, like this commitment. But, you know what I'm saying? It takes a lot of work to legit be, like, on the right and right with something. Like, it take a lot of,
Hey, bro, good on you for feeling bad about it. And most people say, oh, don't beat yourself up. But I mean, you made that commitment, you know, for your reasons of why you were fasting from those items during that month. And when you did it, he's like, dang. And of course, you got right back on the path, I'm assuming. But, you know, you're just like, dang, in that moment, like, dang it, I can't believe this. I did that.
Hey, but on a sidebar real quick, though, you know, one thing that I like that shows commitment that I'm staying, like, I'm trying to stay on, is like when you use the Bible app. And it shows you how many times you actually click in to read the freaking Bible verse. That little lightning bolt, and it showed me, I've been consistent, you know what I'm saying, 89, 90 days of reading the Bible. I am proud. Listen.
Look, a lot of people are committed to
it's gonna be over, huh?
I know. Look, it's like it's gonna be a shaming thing, but it shows you how committed you are. That's a good thing. You know, like, that's a strategy they got. Some people are real committed to when it says that they've been on social media for 4 hours a day on their phone.
Your screen time.
Oh, I hate that. I hate that thing on Sundays that you get talking about you spent 8 hours and per day on your phone. 25% above normally what you do. Like, shut up.
Right. Hey, man, you know, Enoch, I'm glad you said that, man. I'm not going to go there. But I am going to drop it. I think people have false commitment to God and their walk with God. So I'm just going to drop that one. But another one is just overall false commitment to overall development. I'm going to go a step below, you know what I'm saying, taking y'all to church. And the reason I say just development is because Enoch, you use the, E, we call you E for short. E, you use a word that I also like is consistency. And it's funny that you also talked about the Bible app, you know what I'm saying? I use YouVersion. And at one point in time, I think I had like 173 days of hopping in there, and I got the notification. It was just like, hey, don't miss your, 174th day. And I popped in, but I didn't read anything. But then, so then like I got to like 186 and I had the same situation pop up, and I'm like, I'm not going to do it. I was like, because although I can pop in, keep it going, or I can pop in and read some, I know I'm not even like dedicated to the mind of actually doing that. And it was like 11:30 at night. So it was literally just checking the box more so than the actual true commitment. So that's why I say people have a false commitment to development, because there's a lot of things that we check the box on, but we're not really committed to actually engaging in it to the point to elevate ourselves. And I think that even goes back to what you had said, be in the relationships. Like there's so many different things that we check the box on, but what is the true engagement in the development of how we're moving forward? And whatever it is that we do, or Jew, as you said, I do believe that every day, if you're getting some type of activity in for your health purposes, that's better than doing nothing. But some people will literally, I've known this because I've been in Apple Watch challenges with people, put the workout on and just do something that they're not doing. It's like, nah, you're not really engaging in the workout. You just clicking the workout just so you can get that. That's not commitment. That's just checking the box.
Well, I would marry the word of commitment. I would marry the word commitment with loyalty at the end. Like, what are you loyal to at the end of the day? Like, if you don't have loyalty, how can you have commitment? You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, when people are talking about I'm committed to God, let's just use that example, right?
Right.
But you out here not living upon the principles that the Bible and that God has laid out for you, there's no loyalty there. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's where the separation comes in. I think the loyalty will be at a higher level than commitment, because you can always fall short. If you loyal to God or you loyal to anything, you're gonna be loyal to that. You're gonna make it. I would believe you will make a conscious effort to always doing whatever it is you're saying that you like. You're with. Yeah. And with commitment it's almost like, to me, I almost think like you doing it, but at any point you could possibly take a little break on it, go on a little spring break and come right back to it. You know what I mean? But with God and being with God, it ain't no spring break with God. This is a everyday 365, 7 days, 8 if you want to count the 12 o'clock, 12:01. Yeah.
And look, I actually like the way you put that, because of the fact that like the loyalty above the commitment piece, where commitment can be a short-term goal essentially, but once you're loyal to something, you like all in, like regardless, on like different levels, compared to I'm just kind of dedicated in this moment, because usually commitments are with goals. And I mean, if you're looking at some relationships aren't for a lifetime. And then some people can just be committed during that season, but are they 100% loyal to it or to their lifestyle? Like, hey, I'm committed to this New Year's resolution to do this for 2 months, but then after that, I'm right back to what I was doing before.
Well, you know what I'm saying? I like how I appreciate y'all expounding up on that, but even as B said, he'll marry it to it. You know what I'm saying? Different facets in it. They fall in the same family. But with that being said, so we say I said false commitments, we got a definition, but I think even that nature of why do people fail in their commitments? And what leads us into our second question is, how does economic, or this is what I identified, this is money's take on it, but how do economic or social elements affect your commitment to people or things, or honestly, should economic or social factors even be able to affect your commitment?
Let me go. Let me go first. I'll speed this one on up. I think, in my opinion, because I'm looking at the question, it says, should it be able to affect those areas, far as people or things, because of the economics? And unfortunately, it can, because you can be dedicated to something, but if you're having the lack of those resources, you have to substitute, and you can possibly get by depending on the situation. Like, it's always, all right, so let me put it this way. If we're using our mind the correct way, it's always ways to still stay committed to whatever we're doing, right? But we're just accustomed to, because we're Americans, to just, you all right back there, brother? Hold up now.
Nah, hold up now. Look, man, look, bro. Hey, look, I just said I'm about to rent the crib in the beginning of the show, and I saw in the middle of it, I saw a little line. So I was trying to see if that was a crack or if that's just dirt that I need to wipe off the wall. So I got a little distracted.
I was concerned. I thought somebody was trying to jump the wall.
All right.
Hey, look, I was gonna be a part of this mug, but
right. But yeah, so economically wise, just depending on the situation, I think that it could make a straight dent into whatever you're being committed to. But I do believe that there's still ways to get the job done, like by not saying no.
Facts.
I agree with you, Mo. For the first time in the history of the show, I agree with you.
Hey, hold on, pause. This is not the first time, by the way.
Oh, okay.
But you know, hold on. I'm sorry. I'm gonna let you speak, B. But you're not agreeing with Mo. That's why this is new, because you're committed. You're agreeing with Enoch. You ain't never agreed with Mo.
My guy, where to go? But I would say this, like economics wise, and let's just stick on the eating healthy, a commitment to a healthier lifestyle, right? Healthy lifestyles are expensive. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many times have you been going to the grocery store or something like that, and you see that kale, and it's like, man, that's $9 right there. A double cheeseburger at McDonald's is only $1. I'm gonna eat good for $1. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard when you look at stuff like that, and you like, I'm trying to count my pockets here. I'm on this budget. A pound of chicken versus a McChicken. You know what I'm saying? It just stuff like that. When you think about it in the grand scheme of things, like eating healthy is rough. It's rough. Socially, I would say it makes it even harder too when you're trying to do something and you don't have a group of like-minded individuals around you that are going to keep you engaged or committed in that season. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like in a way, if you're gonna hang out, if I don't want to drink beer no more, but I'm hanging out with beer drinkers, guess what? That temptation might get you at some point in time. You might go ahead and drink beer. That's so I think socially and economically, it plays a factor in your commitments and what you got going on. So
yeah. Hey, Jew, I know you want to jump in there, but before you do, man, I want to ask you a question, B.
Yeah.
So, is healthy lifestyle by as far as in specifically buying groceries?
Yeah.
Is it more expensive or does it force you to eat portions?
It's more expensive, bro. It's more expensive. Look,
I mean, I do.
Hold on. Let me just kind of piggyback off that. Is it more expensive, or is it just time consuming? Because you could actually start your own garden, and where it's not going to cost you it won't cost you out your pocket as much as it costs you out your time.
Look, Enoch, we ain't in Jerusalem. You know what I'm saying? I ain't about to play no garden
and raise your own chickens.
Yeah.
No. So, I mean, like that's.
But this is all part of
Jesus for real.
Hey, but this all part of, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it could be a dent, but it's still a resolution to, you know what I'm saying, this whole situation. Like, yeah, money, economically, or even socially, but you can still always get around on something though. Like,
yeah, that's fair for like the economical piece, because of the fact that, like, if you're struggling, you're gonna find other ways to still kind of get that. And starting a garden in this situation, if you're saying vegetables and fruits are too expensive, grow your own.
Well, even all right, socially, even with the whole friend situation, right? Because you can just look at it like this: I can go get me a mule, make that my buddy, and he can be there helping me as he pull the plow. I'm back.
Hey, look. I know y'all. You got to put in time out.
That's what this nigga saying.
Hey man, look.
Look, you know, our culture is saying we want 40 acres in a mule. Ain't nobody about to go get a mule on their own.
Right.
Hey, in the Bible it said the jackass talk. So I mean, like, it ain't like God can't allow that mule to talk to you. He's not really connected to that.
Hey, look. Next thing he's not gonna say the earth is flat. Wait a minute, don't look at me like that. He's like, don't.
Hey man, what's your take? Economically, socially, how should that affect? What factors do it play into it, bro?
Yeah, I think it plays a huge factor, but that's where you have to have the discipline and dedication to go above and beyond and find different ways. I would say, kind of going back to the healthy eating lifestyle, it is very hard to do that if you don't have the funds economically. There's ways, of course, if you don't, I mean, it makes more sense if you're trying to be super healthy to eat white meat more than dark meat, honestly. But
why
you
you
see
trying to
them
make it
chicken
racial?
drums, like 30 of them, like,
Why you trying to make it racial?
hey, it is what it is. Hey, actually, let me clarify. It's healthy to eat more lean. I'll put it that way. To eat more lean, depending on what your goals are. But you get that 30 pack of like $4. But you're gonna get 2 chicken breasts for that price. But taking it off something different than what B said. A lot of things like societal issues that people run into, like even like we talking about a budget. Like, hey, I really want to go on a vacation at the end of the year and spend $2,000. But if you hang around a crew that goes out and pops bottles like every other weekend in their local area, you're not going to be able to do that. Or if your family is like, we can get together and cook, or it's like, let's get together and all bring food and all bring alcohol. Now you're spending money every single time. So you're not going to have that. Well, first of all, you don't have a real commitment if that's your real goal. But those type of societal pressures are going to keep people from staying committed on what they want in so many different realms. But definitely economical in a lot of different areas. But there's ways around that.
I think
yeah, you could grow a garden.
Hey, it might
and get your own mule for $15,000.
It might end up becoming the Garden of Eden. You know what I'm saying? And the tree of life.
I'm about to put this nigga in timeout again, bro.
I mean, I think y'all touched on some very good points economically. The only thing that I was saying, that's why I asked the question to B, is because in America we have a tendency to overbuy. Like I'm not even gonna lie, I'm one of those type of people like, hold on, wait. You telling me I can get this pack of chicken that's gonna be enough for my family to eat for $10, but wait, if I spend $18, I can get another pack of meat, like, and now I can double feed my family. They might not need that portion. So, you know what I'm saying? That was kind of like the angle that I was going with that. But overall, it is expensive to eat healthy. I'll say socially, one thing that.
Hey, look, bro, because we all know that you can get a jug of Hawaiian Punch for $2. But if you want to get a jug of Smart Water, you're going to be looking at like $10.
Yeah. I mean, that is very true. Very true.
Or
it's not even a jug. That's just a liter. That's going to be $10.
Or you could buy a pack of pork chops. Remember back in the day, like when we was in college, we get them pack of pork chops. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And be eating good. But we should have got chicken.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, shit. Or be in the hood like where I'm from, we had a little store called Morris. That's where everybody came with the EBT, the EBT money. And we come back to the crib with a little thin filet Philly steakum joints. The drumette jerk chicken janks. You know what I'm saying? All the Debbie cakes. Yeah. EBT were good when I was little. Shit. We ain't good.
Hey, Enoch, I would tell you how we used to eat good too. We was eating steaks too, but I ain't gonna put nobody's business out there. We was eating real good with the steaks. Yeah. You know, sometimes, you know what I'm saying, they might be a little salty. You had to wash them off, you know what I'm saying, because of how they were transported to the house. But, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna put nobody's business out there though.
Hey, all I'm gonna say is at the end of the day, when you committed to eating good, eating by the eye and fine light, well, there's a will, there's a way. By any means necessary to the heart.
Well, I ain't gonna belabor it, but to the most point of eating good and not eating McChickens and McDonald's. I mean, some of us, when we were in college, we actually had EBT cards, not because we couldn't afford it, but because as a college student in the state of Illinois, you can get an EBT card. I drove 45 minutes in between classes 4 times to prove that I needed that EBT card. So that way we can buy groceries in the studio. So I was, to your point, B Money, I was committed to getting them steaks.
But it was beneficial, man. I guess I'll say, like, socially, I think economically, when you're committed to certain things, you have to cut off some stuff. You know,
Are you going into question 3? Because you're kind of. Are you going into question 3?
Yeah.
I'm not fully. You know what I'm saying?
All right, Mr. Producer. I mean, you supposed to keep us on track, and you just gonna walk us into the question.
No, he flew right into it. Hey, he was flowing right into it. Like, hold up now.
That's how y'all look at it. That's how y'all looking at it. Watch, and if I renege, y'all can call me. We all space player. If I renege, hit me.
He's setting it up.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying
that's what I think.
At the end of the day, that's what I mean. If y'all let me do my job.
My apologies, sir.
Right.
Hey, it's because we had a delay in video production.
Yeah, when we started, right? But I'd say at the end of the day, in some situations, especially as we've all referenced God and commitment and loyalty to, just life, there are certain things that you have to cut out if necessary to stay committed, and that's a difficult thing. But as we say, those who elevate, even if you lose something, you find how to adjust in life to still get it, and or still be able to achieve that goal. With that being said, are there benefits, which leads us into our third question, are there benefits of being committed to something or someone that is not committed to you?
Yes.
Hey, everybody just give me an answer. Then we're gonna go with B for the elaboration. Juice says yes.
Yes.
Enoch, what?
Yes.
Devon say yes. Enoch, what you say?
Yes.
All right, Devon, what? Elaborate on that, bro.
So, I saw something on TikTok the other day, right, where a dude had a laundry basket, and he was just he was pouring water. He had his hose pouring water into the laundry basket. And I'm sure everybody is familiar with this analogy here. The basket is never going to fill up, right? And so I equate that to being committed to somebody that's not committed to you, right? You can keep pouring and pouring and pouring into somebody. If they're not committed to you, it don't matter what you do for that person or how you help them and how you try to propel them to the next level. It's not going to work. They're not committed to you. They don't want to hear what you're saying. So it's almost in a way it's counterproductive because you're losing yourself, you're decreasing yourself so that you can increase someone else that has no intention on taking that from you. So that's why I say yes.
So the question was, is there a benefit? So you saying there is a benefit?
No, nigga, what the fuck?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. He just saying
what did I not answer the question?
You answered the question as no, there's no benefit.
No.
So I was saying, is there a benefit to being in?
So should I have said no? Y'all just gonna let me keep talking? Yeah, y'all weren't gonna stop me?
No, I thought it was gonna be something.
No, I love it. Actually, I personally enjoyed the analogy. So
I did too. I thought you was just turning around with a hook at the end.
Yeah, that's what I was.
I was looking for that, but I was like, say okay. All right.
So wait. So what's that? Wait, let me read this question again. Did I read it wrong?
Yeah, and man, look, I want y'all just like my brother Jew.
Yeah, I mean, I can
just like
it should be no. I say no. So y'all say yes. I say no. There's no benefit.
Hey, just like Juicer drinking on the Tuesday when it's Wednesday. Hey, y'all, man. He was following his captain.
I'm sleepy, bro. I'm sleepy. It's 10:00. It's 10:30.
Hey, look, his braids fresh. They still tight, y'all.
It hurt like it. They hurt like it hurt like it's only 2 of them and they hurt. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Hey, Enoch, what's the benefit there?
The benefit of it is staying dedicated to something that you committed to, whether they are being reciprocal of what you're doing or not. You're still doing what you're called to do, right? Like, all right, for example, like sometimes you can go into a place where people don't want to hear about. All right, or example, like when Jesus met the lady at the well. Right, he stayed committed to preaching the word, right, doing what he's supposed to do, and all he did is just talk to her, and eventually, what she wasn't receiving at first, she ended up coming in around. And all I'm saying is, you don't never know when what you're doing is actually affecting somebody. Like in February when I was doing no meat, vegetables and fruit. At first, everybody was playing it, and as I kept starting to do it, and they started seeing, you know what I'm saying, the upside to it, and you know what, maybe I will try this vegan, plant-based this. You never know the small stuff of what you're doing is actually planting. Like I never despise small beginnings. Like you never like.
I'm still mad that y'all niggas let me talk for a whole 15 and 20 seconds when I missed y'all. I look like a dummy.
No, bro, you don't, because there's going to be hey, you know what?
I ain't editing it either. I can't believe y'all let me talk for 30 some odd 45 seconds that I missed answered the question.
Hold on, wait, Mo, we got 15 minutes. Hold up, bro. We got 15 minutes. Hold up, bro.
You were committed.
Enoch, my bad. We got 15 minutes.
He said Mo because Enoch.
Enoch. 15 minutes. Hold up.
He said Enoch pulled up on the show.
Enoch, what you? I said Enoch been on point, man. I don't want him to go to the moon yet.
No, I was saying Enoch.
I'm calling for the chariots. I'm calling for the chariots.
So Enoch be committed on the show 100% until he done.
Enoch been committed. That's what I'm saying. Mo would have been. Dude. This is Mo.
Could you be committed to something that's not committed to you? I say yes, because of the fact that it's all about your perspective and why you actually went into that commitment to begin with. And spending 2 seconds on the healthy lifestyle piece of sometimes you can be committed for a full week. That don't mean you're going to see your results. But if you went in there for a long-term gain, then you need to keep on getting after it. And then also piggybacking on just talking about the relationship piece, kind of going in like a full circle of everything we've talked about so far. Some people get in relationships because they need that for themselves. Sometimes it's not about the other person. So you can be committed to that. As long as you're getting something out of it that is beneficial to you, who cares? It could be one time a week, all the time, or whenever it is. If you're getting something out of it, then it's worth it. And that's why you actually got into it to begin with. But it's like people always talking about Pretty Ricky early, even his weight kept on.
Right. That's all I say. Hey, man, that's true commitment.
Yeah, exactly. But ultimately, I mean, there's a lot of different examples I can kind of roll through of why, if you went into something for a reason, then just be committed to it and go to it. And then going to Mo's point before, there's a difference between commitment and loyalty.
You know.
Enoch, man. Get his name right.
Look, Enoch. Look, not all of us want to go with the. I still got to be pretty. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't, I'm braided up now, but I'm gonna be pretty with the braids. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, listen, don't let the locks fool you. Hey, look, because I can let the hold on, bald head crew. Y'all can't have this conversation right now.
Hey, no, y'all, hold on. Hey, I just want to say this, y'all. I'm committed to us getting through this episode, so y'all can talk about that later. So with that being said,
look like you told Mo 15 minutes on the spoken. It's like 15 more minutes before you put your do-rag.
Hey, but I will say this to everybody said. So B changed his answer to no. And both
after y'all niggas let me talk.
But Enoch and Juicer said yes. And I'm going to say yes, there is benefits. But I'm going to use the analogy that B used, and I'm going to say that although that is a unfortunate situation, because that happens in so much where you pour more into relationships or you pour more into things than what it may be given back to you. Even in Joyce's Juicer's explanation, as he says, like, hey, what are you committed to if you haven't, done it? Or if you've been doing it for like 3 days, 5 days, let's say you've been doing it for 3 weeks and you're not seeing the results that you want to see. I think at the end of the day, when you pour into something and you may not be getting everything that you want back, are you at least learning a lesson? Because maybe intermittent fasting might not work for you, but maybe eating 6 meals a day works for you, 6 small meals. So even pouring the water into that bucket and, or into the laundry basket with the hose, no, it's never going to fill up. But do you learn a lesson from it? And if you learn a lesson to it, I think it's at that point in time, and it was said earlier, between commitment and loyalty being more so of a lifestyle and long-term, a long-term commitment or a lifetime commitment, where commitment can have stages. It's just how long are you committed to pouring that water in that laundry basket that's not going to fill up. Learn your lesson and move on. But if you lose early commitment and you don't learn a lesson, then I feel like you lose out on the whole experience, because there's a lot of things that God allows us to be committed to that we are supposed to learn lessons from in seasons, and then we move on from the seasons.
Are we on question 3 or question 4?
We have question 3 as far as their benefits to.
We on 3. I do want to say something about that experience piece you said too, and that's why I just kind of want to foot stomp what I said on the perspective piece, because it's like somebody that's committed to being a good basketball player. Are you committed to just being a good basketball player and enjoying that experience and going to whatever it is and hooping at the gym on weekends? Or are you like, man, I'm about to be better than LeBron, Jordan, and Kobe put together, and I'm committed to doing that? Like sometimes even your perspective on that, then it's kind of like, man, this game ain't been committed to me. I've been putting all these hours because I'm not better than these 3 people. It's like, well, you already didn't set a smart goal and was lofty. Your perspective was off from jump. So you already should have went in there with different eyes, and you could have enjoyed that experience for what it was in that moment.
So with that being said,
hold on. I just want to get mine out right. Hold on real quick. All right. So when you was talking about commitment, right, and we was talking about it, I think we got to look at also what we committing ourselves to, right? And then if we looking at it in a short term or long term effect on how we committing ourselves to whatever it is. Right. So like the short term could be like a personal relationship.
Mo, I don't mean to cut you off, but I'm going to ask our last question for the night. And I want you to continue your answer, because I think you're about to get into our question, which, is, so you say short term and you're talking about long term. Is there a point where you may be too committed to something, or that you should break off your commitment? Let's end it on that note. We about to hit top hour. Let me ask that question, because I think that, I don't know, I could be wrong, but I feel like you're going down that path, and that's something I want people to even, try to understand politics.
Well, I definitely believe that we can commit, and then we can commit to something that has that is actually more damaging, but because, I guess for whatever reason we just stay locked in on it. We gotta basically get torn down, or just go through the mud to really be pulled away from it. Because maybe once you commit,
So when you were saying the short term, like what is your take on like the short term commitment to something?
Well, all right. So when I'm thinking about it in that aspect, I'm looking at like short term will be like relationships with people, humans, right? I would say long term or life term commitment is like how you taking care of yourself. So how you eating, you know what I'm saying? That certain stuff that you commit to, or your relationship with God, right? That's a long term, that's a long term commitment. Short term, you could be with somebody for 10, 15, 30 years, and then y'all split up, and then that's it. You know what I'm saying? Though that may seem long, that's really short, because when you get married, obviously it's a to death do us part. But if you divorce, so that's kind of where I was going at with that.
No, I feel that, and that's why I wanted to make sure you was able to finish that, because I felt like there's different levels to it. B, I know you asking, because that was as our question 4 is, and with your analogy, what is your?
I think I answered the question 4 anyway. I got another analogy.
You can elaborate on it even more.
Yeah, I got another analogy. A canceled wedding is never a bad thing. You gotta know when it's time to just say it's not time. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like pride gets in the way of commitment, because you don't want people, you've committed to something, and you don't want people to talk about you failing, or seeing you not succeed, or seeing you having trouble with it. So your pride get in it, and so you just keep going. Well, stop. Let's hit the reset button and recommit. It's okay to change the plan. You can have the same goal, just change the plan. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's okay.
I like that analogy, especially because of the fact that I always say a lot of people show up to the wedding, but they don't show up for the marriage. And I think, and I've seen that so many relationships where people see red flags and they still commit and have loyalty to something that they saw all signs of saying like, no, wait, hold, no, stop, reconsider, read some literature. But is the fact that it's like, hold on, let's realize, let's pay attention there or see if this is going to be something. Whereas, Enoch said that we're not 20 years up the road and we've kind of wasted time. And that's it. Maybe we do need to cut it before, cut it before it even starts to happen. But before I go even further than that, Jew, is there any point, Mr. Because the one thing you know about Juicer, he's very strategic about every single thing that he does. I don't allow my time to be wasted. So is there a point in time in which that you believe you should cut a commitment or, break, or is it too damaging? Or is there a situation where you're seeing people have been too committed to something or too loyal if we go that far?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it. I know we did an episode on loyalty, so I'm gonna bring it back to the commitment piece. But it's just funny the way you cut your eyes. I was like, but it's yeah, I think there is a point, and really that point resides within you of when you've reached your breaking point of where you're not getting the return on investment of what you committed to, and without beating the dead horse on what I mentioned on like the perspective is what's your actual goal in attaining whatever engagement it is that you're going into. So I think one of the definitions you mentioned was like something like about going into an engagement or being engaged or something like that. So it's like you're going into this engagement, whatever it is in life. And it's like, have you reached that point where you're not getting a return on investment? And then I think that's at the high level, essentially probably when you need to break that commitment. And sometimes, as B-Bond said it well, is like sometimes you take a step back and recommit differently. And that's also another way of saying you change your perspective and your path of how you're going to obtain that goal because you realize what you originally committed to. You have more information on now to why you need to change how you're going to approach it. So I think it still resides within yourself, and it should be a you thing, not based off of anybody else, because that's the only thing you can control is yourself. So get yourself together.
That's right. Enoch looked like he was about to lean in to say something, bro.
Nah. I'm just listening.
Hey, man. Hey, look, well, we ain't gonna stick around longer than need be. You know what I'm saying? Does anybody have anything else they want to add before we wrap this up? I think we touched on it all, and we committed to being respectful of y'all time, and we don't want to break off. So.
We apologize for making y'all wait so long. We apologize. You know what I'm saying? Life be lifing over here. You know what I'm saying? Deaths in the family and stuff going on, waiting on excellence realized from people. All kind of stuff be happening over here. You know what I'm saying? I just can't put out no episode,
Hey, well, I want to tell y'all, look, we ain't never waiting on the excellence realized. Anytime we shoot, we can give y'all excellence realized. However, we have been waiting on the walking in excellence.
Walking in excellence. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm committed to making sure that we give y'all the right information. So,
yeah.
With that being said, does anybody have an excellent realize tonight?
Myself.
Why is
Leave
that?
it at that. I'm gonna drop the mic on that.
All right,
Just
I feel that. You got
myself.
the shirt on. You got the shirt on. You might as well be it.
Yeah, I'm just saying. It's myself. I'm proud of me.
What's up? Hey, man.
That's it.
I'm proud of you too, Ship.
I'm proud
Appreciate
of you too.
that.
I'm proud of you too, AD.
Appreciate it.
And Enoch, I'm proud of you too, man. Look, Enoch came on this show. He's my excellent realize. He came on this show. You know what I'm saying? He withheld going to the earth and going to the and going off on the chariots so he could finish this show for y'all and give y'all good content, man. So I appreciate your commitment to good content, the fellas. I appreciate, Enoch and B-Bond's commitment to stand up to 11 o'clock at night to make sure we can give y'all content after we was age. Hey, look, this has been another episode of the fellas, man. We always blessed to be able to get on here and rap with each other, but we also blessed to, you know, when you bless people, decide to listen to it. We hope you pick some up. Hope you, whatever you decide to be committed in life, that you stick to it. And when it's time to go, you go. It's just like that. It's time for
Be just like Enoch. Walk with God out of that relationship.
Oh, yeah. Hey, hold on. Walking with excellence. I got it now, right? See, walk with excellence. Hey, listen. Here we go. Walking with excellence, right? Is do to others as you want to be done.
Let's go. There ain't nothing you can tell us. We in the cup with the fellas.
Hey, man, we got
the chicken with the vibe. We're a vibe. You can't kill us. You can't kill